Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. We have Nini Grace in the house. She's a spiritual healer, medium, and extraordinaire everything.
Thank you.
How are you, divine sister?
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here.
So
great.
So honored to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us about your journey to becoming and discovering and really coming out of the spiritual closet as a medium and a spiritual leader. What did that look like for you?
I was 15. I was 15 years old when I decided this is my gift and I'm going to stand in it. So I started doing readings in the high school cafeteria during lunch.
Whoa.
What?
Wow.
I was doing readings for $3 a reading and helping all my classmates and having a lot of fun. And at that time, it was just a novelty. You know, I didn't realize the power behind healing at the time.
What was the moment when you recognized that ability in yourself and thought, okay, this is real.
9.
I'm right about this. 9.
9.
Wow.
I was standing in the kitchen with my mother, my aunts, my mom's friends, and my mom had a friend, we called her Cuban Carmen, and we love her, and she would come over with her tarot cards. And I was intrigued, and I would say, what is that? And one day I stood in front of them, and she said, what do you see? And I started talking at 9, and everyone said, well, how do you know that? I said, because I'm going to do this when I grow up. And I will never forget, and every time I tell the story, I get chills. She grabbed my face and she said, you're going to do so much more. And I thought, well, what's cooler than this? This is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So at 9 years old, I knew that there was something going on, something greater. And when I was in touch with spirit, even younger than that, my family would say, it's just the angels, honey. It's just the angels. It's okay. So I never developed that fear. I was just there. I was being.
So being a medium, I mean, there's different types. I mean, and I want to know your definition. So, you know, there's direct channel just to source, and then there's a mediumship where you actually communicate with deceased, if you will,
Yes.
correct? And so is that your primary gift, would you say? What is your primary gift?
On a daily practice, I'm doing more spiritual mediumship. I do mental mediumship as well.
What's the difference between mental mediumship?
So when you're connecting more to angelic energy, divine energy, for healing purposes on a different level.
Right. So let's get into this.
I knew it was coming.
Here we go.
I knew it was coming.
We've got multiple psychics, mediums, all, and we love it because it's just a fun thing on here, right?
It is fun.
So
It's
what can
fun.
you tell us? What can you tell us about maybe what's going on out there in the world, what's going on with us? Kind of do a little reading for everyone.
All right, excellent. So you have options. We have options here.
Love options.
So I do spiritual guidance, which is a combination of coaching and psychic work because we have free will, as well as mediumship, where if you have a loved one who has transitioned, we communicate with them because why not?
Yeah.
So how can I help you?
Is there anyone knocking, I guess,
From the other side?
From the other side that has a message for me, either someone from the past or an archangel or anything that they want me to know?
So I see you divinely guided definitely through Ariel because you have this fire within you. It's pretty intense, and no means yes in many ways for you because you tap into something so much deeper than your mind sense. Like you know thyself deeply, and that's beautiful. Now, intuitively speaking, what I do understand, even though your mind is strong, there's still sometimes it tweaks out on you, you know? And that is that little bit of fear, but that's healthy. And never lose that because that's what's gonna keep you great. We should always have that little bit of fear.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You can go to Erin next door. I might need more time to think of my question.
I don't know.
I really want to be sure.
How may I serve you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think
Tough.
of my question.
You're put on the spot, huh?
Um,
What kinds of questions do people genuinely
what do
ask?
they
You
ask?
know, it's different. Everyone's life is so vast. You have people who want to understand their relationship, their greater self who are on this journey, who forgot that they have this innate gift and that's their source. That's their power source where they need to really drive from. They're unhappy in their careers, and we're all born with gifts, right? And that's it. We have this chemical spiritual makeup. And I said, well, what are your gifts? And you would be surprised how many people don't understand what that is. And I say, well, a gift is something that comes to you with ease, with the least amount of effort.
Yes.
And they still don't understand it. So we get to the source of that. And it's simple. And sometimes simple is difficult for folks.
It's so interesting, isn't it? I've probably spent most of my life trying to undo a lot of this programming around this idea or notion of a meritocracy, and that it only is worth it if it's painful, like no pain, no gain, and some of these other ideas. I wonder, is there anything you could recommend to people to help them maybe both drop the programming in that fashion, but also tap into their own sense of intuition, so they can find deeper clarity in their own lives?
It's really simple.
Yeah.
It's let it be. Sometimes just let it be. Be present to see what really is. We're always trying to do something, and that's so against the flow at times. If you are trying so hard and it keeps on falling apart, why are you trying?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not really where you're meant to be. If it's in terms of understanding the self, there's that head voice, heart voice, right? And that heart voice is really that whisper of godliness within us that we don't focus on, because the head voice is like a 3-year-old throwing a tantrum all day. So if you can let things be and stay quiet for 3 seconds, you're going to find your answer in that moment.
So how does mediumship look like for you? Is it just a voice that comes through? Is it a knowing? What does that look like for you? How did you know that you can do mediumship?
I remember sitting in the cafeteria and knowing exactly what it was, not just angels. And I saw someone's grandmother pop in, and I knew this lady was not here 3 seconds ago. And I started talking. I said, I don't know what's going on right now, but I think there's somebody here. Do you see what I see? And I knew that was something. I kept on going. By the time I was in my 20s, it was an everyday occurrence for me. But I also knew that this was not right. I needed to understand, how can I shut this down? How do I discipline myself? Because we're not always all working. So I started seeking out mentors. I started seeking out like-minded people. And what do you guys do? How do you relax? How do you close this down? How do you sleep? And I think we all need that. We all need that community.
And that protection within that, to
That's
protect
right.
our energies. Whether you're an intuitive or an empath or just a human experiencing that, you do need to protect yourself.
It's really, it was intimidating, it was empowering, it was incredible, it's been a journey. Every day I'm still learning. Every day I'm wowed when I'm sitting in my office with somebody, and I'm sitting here with my clients, my students, and I'm like, you're amazing.
So tell us about your live interactive program that you're doing.
Oh, Hey Nini. Hey Nini is a live interactive healing program, and it's my baby. Life is happening right now, and they need healing right now. Not everybody can come see me privately. So it's a platform where they can engage with me, ask questions, and I can answer them.
Wow.
And just educate them, bring awareness, right? If we're all light workers here, what do we have to offer the world?
So do you believe that your particular soul goes on individually after this life, or do you believe we go back as to the one, if you will?
I love that question. I believe we're one. I believe there's a consciousness that we all come from. I believe that there is no me, there's a we, and I call it the spiritual Google in the sky.
So how do you do mediumship? Because this is my kind of, my thing is like, how do you say you're having mediumship if it's an individual soul, if we're one, right? So do you believe that the individual soul lives on along with the one? Because it's like almost, I just feel like it goes back to the one.
So here's my understanding through practice, is the essence of that memory is what comes forth for their loved ones that are here. Because the essence survives.
Agree, totally agree. Interesting. Well, I love it. So where can people find you and come to your teachings?
So NiniGrace.com is my website. My IG is Nini.Grace, and Hey Nini could be viewed on UNTV, channel 732.
Oh, fantastic.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having
So
me.
nice. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.